Streaming face-off time with the Batman on a handful of different services using the Apple TV 4K. So I'm starting to build up a collection of these type of videos on the channel, streaming face-offs. We take a look at a marquee movie across a variety of different streaming services, streaming providers, apps, and such. Take a look at the technicals, crown a winner. If you're going to watch the Batman, you're going to stream it. Where might you actually want to watch it from for the best quality audio and video? So we're going to do the test here. I'm using my LG G2. I'm using an Apple TV 4K with the background debug developer options in order to get the streaming overlay, which gives us the bit rates and the technical details about what's being sent from a variety of different apps. So check out the other videos on the channel, the playlist in that for more of these for other films. See if you can spot a trend. So first we've got Amazon here, actually working a little bit better. None of the funniness, was actually able to get right into HDR, was able to lock on right away to the 4K streams. The app seems to be working a little bit better today. From this video to some of the prior face-offs that I did, I do have the Apple TV 4K updated, now running tvOS 16.1 beta. Maybe that helped the Amazon app a little bit. I haven't had the best of luck with the overall stability of the Amazon stream, but in this case right now, at least stability is back where you would expect it to be, really where it should be. The technicals though, I think still a little low, normal for Amazon Video. So we've got QHVC codec, streaming as HDR10, not Dolby Vision, QEC3 Dolby Digital Plus, but only 5.1 and only at 192 kilobit per second. Pretty underwhelming on the audio. No Atmos here. I think that might be an Amazon app to Apple TV app. I don't know if you stream this movie on an actual Fire TV, an Amazon platform device. I would hope you probably would get Atmos, so that might be an Amazon to Apple limitation specifically. Video though, overall pretty low. 17.93 megabit peak, 15.2 megabit average video bitrate. As we've seen from other face-offs, streaming bit rates can get a good bit higher than that. So Amazon, it's working stable, that's great. Serviceable, I guess, but not hitting any balls out of the park. Next up, Vudu, and we're kind of increasing quality here, which is awesome. QHD1 video codec, real Dolby Vision this time. QEC3 16 channels, Dolby Atmos, 449 kilobit. Pretty normal for Vudu on the Apple TV, but as I think hopefully we'll see in some of the upcoming apps, you can get better than that by a good margin. Video though, again, a step up, but pretty serviceable, pretty standard for Vudu. 26.64 megabit peak, that's nicer. 13.86 average. Interestingly, so the average is a little less than Amazon. The peak is a little higher. That would kind of indicate that Vudu's throwing a little more bit rate, a little more encoding power against certain scenes in a variable way that they feel might need it more or benefit from it more. This is a pretty dark movie, and so it could be prone to some cloudiness, bandiness, noise, and all of that in the image. So dark and gradients and all of that, not the easiest thing I think for a person doing a video encode. And so having some extra bit rate to throw at those more challenging scenes can really benefit the overall quality, the resulting quality of the movie on a service. We keep stepping up a bit here. Next up, Movies Anywhere. And in some past face-offs, Movies Anywhere is another app that I've had troubles with in the past. Working great right now. Locked in right away, full resolutions, bit rates, all of that seemed pretty stable. Again, maybe those tvOS firmware updates made a difference from the prior versions. I did see the blue dot next to Movies Anywhere, so the app itself has been updated since some of the prior face-offs. Hopefully they added some streaming stability and all that. But in any case, the technicals here are getting better and looking pretty sound. QHD1 video codec, Dolby Vision, we've got Dolby Vision, we've got Dolby Atmos at 640 kilobit, higher quality, stepping up over Vudu. Bit rates though, really nice. Movies Anywhere, when it works, when it locks on, when it streams reliably, actually does pretty nice in the overall scheme of video bit rates. 31.77 peak, 24.5 7.5. Pretty significant increase over Amazon, over Vudu. Really good showing for Movies Anywhere. And again, I was able to jump around. I started playback, watched everything, ramp right up, lock right in, and we are getting that higher bitrate Dolby Atmos audio as well. So in this one, pretty good showing for Movies Anywhere. Next up, HBO Max. So in the past, HBO Max has presented itself quite well. It did so again. Stable stream, locked on, ramped right up. We've got QDH1 video codec, real Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos. This time at 768 kilobit per second. That's the max, or up around the max that we've seen for Dolby Atmos bitrate for audio quality on a streaming app. Reliably at that level in HBO Max, and a little bit of a step above Movies Anywhere. On the video side, 30.49 megabit peak, 18.74 average. I really would like to see peaks a little higher, and I really like to see averages in the 20s, not in the teens. That said, if you're a subscriber to HBO Max and you didn't want to buy the movie to watch it on a different service, you already had access to it, you're not a collector, this is really great to just watch it, enjoy it, and then move on. Not worry about having to own it with another provider or purchase it straight out with another provider if you already have access to HBO Max. Very serviceable, very good, amongst the best audio quality that we'll see, and those bit rates are not bad. I also still like seeing higher peaks, even in this case if the average is at a little bit lower. At least we're peaking up above 30, which again means that in the harder scenes, dark scenes, gradients, all that sort of stuff, the folks that did the encoding of the movie put some extra bit rate where it was needed to get better quality, but a good showing, especially if you already have access to HBO Max. And last but not least, certainly not least for me in terms of where I often and usually tend to stream things from, Apple iTunes. So we're getting the right technicals that we're supposed to get here, a reliable stream, locked on, all of that. QHD1 codec, Dolby Vision 5, we've got Dolby Atmos here at 770 kilobit. That's the standard, say, Apple iTunes bitrate for Dolby Atmos, and it's the peak, it's the high, it's the top of what you would expect to be able to get for streaming Atmos quality. Video though on iTunes, come on Apple, 24.63 peak, 15.39 average, so we are getting that differential between a peak and the average. I just, as a standard type of thing, I really prefer nowadays to see peaks getting into the 30s, seeing averages well into the 20s. It's kind of disappointing that Apple didn't put a little bit of extra encoding power into this film. Major character, major movie, big movie, the kind of one that would, I think, warrant streaming it a little larger, putting a little more technical oomph behind it. Not bad, but not as good as some of the other providers that we have here. So some final observations and to think about a winner in this case. One thing to note is that based on the streaming size that the Apple TV reflects for most of the providers, most of them are streaming a full 3840 by 2160 field for the movie, even though this is a scope and ultra widescreen aspect ratio film. iTunes, though, streams the natural size. It basically means it doesn't stream the black bars. And I don't know for certain. I need to try to do some research on this. If anybody knows, sound off in the comments. But fundamentally, if you're sending less information, even if that information is pure black, maybe the iTunes bit rates reflect a little bit lower than some of the others because they're not sending encoded black bars. I would think that there shouldn't be that much of a difference there, like the effective bit rate to just have fields of black space, even if that information is being set down, shouldn't add up to really being all that much, particularly with compression algorithms that are going to know that that field is black. Those pixels are black from frame to frame to frame throughout the entire film. But I don't know what the relationship or the impact that might have on some of the numbers. I would be curious, if possible, to learn some more about that. But in any case, where would I stream this movie from? To be honest, I think I would probably go with HBO Max over iTunes. So HBO Max is peaking up over 30 megabit on its video. It's in the upper teens versus the mid-teens on its average video bit rates, but it's one of the two essentially, right, that streams that full 770-ish kilobit per second Dolby Atmos. Overall, I think I've been very impressed with what HBO Max delivers in terms of its technicals and its quality. In this case though, I kind of pretty much found most everything to be serviceable, although again, if you want the Atmos, you're looking at HBO, you're looking at Vudu potentially, you're looking at iTunes, you're looking at Movies Anywhere, so Amazon on an Apple TV remains kind of a bit of a sub-standard experience for non-Amazon specific content. So yeah, I'm going to crown HBO Max this time. I'll just comment as well to kind of throw out there to round out the information. This movie for physical release was put on a BD100. I was able to check the MKV rip size of it, and the main movie rip for this film comes in at about 74 gigabytes. The Kaleidescape download though, 96.2. So if you really wanted the pinnacle, potentially highest quality place to watch this film in a really high-end home theater environment, in a super premium environment, Kaleidescape is the winner. But if you're streaming, you got some good options here overall, but I'm giving it to HBO Max. So let me know what you think. What'd you think about The Batman? Where did you watch it? Did you watch it on a different device than an Apple TV, with any indications about how you felt the quality and the streaming reliability and all that was? Sound off in the comments. Otherwise, please do all the regular YouTube stuff. Like, subscribe, leave some comments on the video. They help so much with the algorithms, and even if your comment is a simple thanks, great job. Let me know what other movies you would like to see me do in a technical face-off, a streaming face-off. Otherwise, also please take a look in the description below for some ways to support the channel. Bunch of stuff there, memberships, super thanks, Amazon affiliate links, and more. I greatly appreciate anything that you might do. Thanks so much for watching and coming back for more home theater discussion and fun.